Well, today we have a new structure, a new conditional structure. This is we use it when we want someone or someone to do something. Uh-huh. Or to invite someone to do something. So Diana, can you read the first part?
Yes, teacher. In a real conditional sentence, CGR note about M9, we
And
use if, happen to, if, should, or if should happen to talk about something which may be possible. But if it's not very quietly, it
very
happens to,
likely
very likely, it happens to, is most common to spoken English.
in spoken English. When we have like conversations. Well, the first example,
If you
Diana,
happen to be in our area, drop in and
drop
see
in
us.
and see us. So you don't think that it is very probable to happen or very likely to happen, but you still want to say it, to invite this person. Huh? If you happen to be here in Iztapalapa, where I live, just call me and and we will meet, or we could meet. So if you happen to be, check, you can use the structure with happen or with should happen. More formal, should happen. We are going to check some examples. Okay, can you continue reading, Alvaro, please? Thank you, Diane.
Yes. Notice that we don't usually use this pattern in unreal conditionals. Talking about states or events in the if clause, which the speaker perceives as highly unlikely or impossible. Example,
Uh-huh.
if the North Sea froze in winter, you could walk from London to Oslo, but probably not if the North Sea happened to freeze, should happen to freeze in winter.
Uh-huh. So if you don't think, if you think it is very, very unlikely to happen, you don't use it. But if you think it is likely or not, but still happening, you can use these examples. Well, this structure. Okay, Alex, can you read the first three examples?
Yes. Number one, if you happen to know the answer, please share it with the class. If by chance you know the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, if you happen to come across my missing keys, let me know. If by any chance you find my missing keys. And number three, if you should have any concerns, don't
Any
hesitate.
concerns?
Any concerns, don't hesitate to contact our customer service if in the future you have any concerns.
So in these sentences, you don't think that it is very possible, but you still think that there is a chance. If you happen to know the answer, well, you still think that your students would know the answer. Maybe it is not very probable, but you think it could be possible. If you happen to come across, to find or to see, more formally, come across is kind of formal, this phrasal verb, meaning encounter, meaning see. If you happen to come across my missing keys, please let me know. So this is an instructor that it is an unreal conditional, but we don't use good in the other. You could say, if you see my keys, you could let me know, for example. But in this case, we don't use another sentence. We just use a command. No subject. In this case, this is not a complete clause, just a part of the clause. We don't have subject, but it is still understandable that you are kind of inviting someone to do something for you. So if you happen to see my sister, tell her I am waiting for her. Or if you should happen to see my sister, very formal. Mhm. And these formal sentences which should have or should which should sorry are more commonly used in emails or advertising, but very formal advertising. Okay, number 4, Diana, please.
Okay, teacher. And if you should encounter any difficulties during the installation, refer to the user manual. If during the installation process you encounter any difficulties.
You go to the installation manual. So, or in this case, it is very formal, as you can see. Maybe it is part of the instructions for something. Maybe you have followed all the instructions, and at the end they say, if you should encounter any difficulties, like saying we invite you, but in a very formal way. Okay, number 5, Alex.
Yes. If you should need assistance, our support team is available 24 hours, 7 days. If at any time you require assistance.
You can do it at any time. Because they tell you it is available 24/7, not just because you want. So they invite you to contact the support team at any time. Well, then number 6, Alvaro, thank you.
Yes. If you happen to visit Paris, be sure to explore the charming neighborhoods.
The
If
Chinese.
during okay, if during your travels you find yourself in Paris.
If by chance when you are there, well, I wrote it with small letter, but it was capital letter, sorry. So if you happen to have some time today, be sure that you check the videos of the class that you meet. But if you should have any question, please write to me or send a message. So this is very common. Well, when happen alone in conversations. If you happen to come to my house, join the party. If you happen to have time today, come to the party with me. I am inviting you to do something. But the sentences with should, as we said, are more formally used in maybe in reports or in some instructions for something formal. Okay, I think this is not so difficult, but I think it is easier than the one we were checking yesterday. What do you think, Alex? You that you were suffering.
Yeah, this is much easier than the ones we
And
were checking.
I think we have some kind of phrase like this in Spanish. Si por casualidad, si por casualidad tienes tiempo, So in Spanish we also have it, and I think it works kind of the same. Okay, what do you think, Alvaro? Easy, difficult, impossible?
It's easier than the previous one. I think
Yeah.
is there are a lot of scenarios in the previous, and this is more easy.
This is easier, yeah. This one, okay. And you, Diana, problems with this?
Not teacher, but I need to check again the video.
Yeah, because they are not related. The ones that we were checking on Wednesday, they are not related. They are all, some other structures that we can use. But this one is I think it is nice to use it in a conversation. Maybe you have a friend and you want to visit. Well, sorry, you know that your friend is visiting Mexico. You say, if you happen to be in Mexico City, give me a call. I want to see you. If you happen to be, check the structure. If you happen to do something. And it is, as it says, it is not commonly used with verbs that refer to something in your mind. If you happen to imagine, no. If you happen to remember, no. But with verbs that imply some kind of an action, it is more common. Well, in the case of no, because it also implies some kind of an answer when they say, if you happen to know the answer. So you are going to say it. Well, then we have some exercises. So fast, teacher? Yes. Sorry. It is Friday and the body knows it. Cool. Are you going to a party today, guys?
No, teacher.
Why
We need
not?
to study.
What? You are
We
going
need to
swimming?
study, we need to
Uh,
work, we need to rest
and are you going to the gym again, Diana, or not?
until now, teacher.
Try to come back to the gym.
Yes, I tried. Maybe
Ah,
next week.
yeah, because I think, well, for me, it helps me to concentrate. If I do exercise, it keeps my mind healthy. Okay, what about you, Alex? Are you going somewhere or doing something nice today?
Mm, no, teacher, nothing unusual. I'm going to attend this class, and during the evening, I have another class too.
Oh,
That,
okay.
that is going to be my Friday. So sad,
Oh,
kind of sad.
so sad. Very sad. I have a yoga class and I really have fun because some people are really beautiful in that class. So
A
I
class of
enjoy
what?
yoga
Yoga? Ah, okay,
class.
nice.
I have been taking yoga for almost a year.
And now, do you feel you are more flexible
A
with
lot
your
more.
body?
Uh-huh. And a lot more aware of my body too. Not only flexible, but better aware of my body.
Nice.
So I recommend it to you, to everybody who wants to improve wellness in general and health. Yoga should be one of the first things you should start. Okay, Alvaro, what about you? What are you doing today?
I will, I don't know. I will review some papers for my degree, and also I have to stay here at the office until 6 o'clock.
Okay, enjoy.
Yeah.
But maybe you should plan something with your wife. Maybe going to a restaurant, something like that. Well, Fridays are nice for me, so I hope you enjoy it, guys. Well, we have these exercises. Now that we relaxed a little, let's try it. Can you read the instructions, Alex, please?
Yes. If possible, rewrite the underlined parts of these sentences with happen to. If it is unlikely, write an X after the sentence.
Okay, so let's read the sentences and let's try to decide if the possibility is likely or not. So let's start with the first sentence, Alex.
Yeah, number one. If I see Karen when I am in Rome, I'll send her your regards.
Okay, do you think it is likely or not very likely?
It is unlikely.
But do you think this person is going to Rome?
Karen,
No, the person who is speaking.
the writer, yeah,
Because this
he's
person
going
is,
to Rome.
I think she is going to Rome, and that could be a possibility. What do you think?
Well, maybe it could be a possibility.
So let's leave it like this, and then we decide. Then number 2, Diana, can you read it?
Yes, teacher. If a UFO landed in the center of London, there would be mass panic.
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 People afraid of UFOs. What is a UFO in Spanish? I don't know.
I don't know.
OVNI.
Ajá, an ovni.
OVNI?
Objeto volador no identificado. Ajá. In English, I think it is your unidentified flying object. Ajá. A UFO. No, not your friend. ¿Qué pasó, UFO? No, no, no. It is an unidentified flying object. Uh-huh. So do you think this is possible, probable, likely to happen?
Unlikely.
No, I think unlikely.
Uh-huh. So I think no. But the
Teacher,
first
I have
one,
a question
yes. Mhm.
about the instructions in this slide, because in the previous slide we saw that if plus happen to is commonly used to talk about unlikely situations.
But it's still possible. Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. Unlikely, but still possible. For example, I am traveling to Rome, but I am not visiting Karen's town. But there can be a chance that I will see Karen. Uh-huh. There is still a chance. It is something that could happen. But in the second sentence, well, you don't think that it is any or there is any chance, and you don't even have something that says that it is going to happen. Mhm. That is why I think in the first one, I think it could be possible. Uh-huh. If by any
Okay.
chance you happen to see, so I think it is possible. But in number 2, not really. Okay. Then Alvaro, can you read number 3, please?
Yes. The plan for a new airport to be built outside London is bad news if you live nearby.
Mhm. Maybe this is a person who is on the radio. So you don't know where the people who are listening to you live. Is there a chance or not really?
Mm, I think yes, it could be
Uh-huh.
possible.
So, you don't know exactly who is listening to you, so you say maybe. Well, then number 4, Diana.
Yes. If I was the president of the United States, I would order its nuclear weapons to be
Weapons.
destroyed.
Mhm. In this case, they write it in second conditional because the person is not the president. But I think in this case it would depend on the person because maybe he's the vice president. So there is a chance. But if it is just I am Mexican and I will never be the president of the United States, so there may not be a chance. So you will have to decide if you want to do it or not. Sorry. So it could be yes or it could be no. I It depends on what you think. Okay. Then number 5, Alex.
If you are in the south of Spain next week, there's a good chance of seeing a total eclipse of the sun. This
Sorry.
is
I don't know.
possible.
Possible or impossible?
Possible.
If you are in this. Okay. Maybe you have some documentation first that this person is traveling to Spain, or no, that some of these people are in the south of Spain, like me next November.
Are you traveling to Europe, teacher?
To Europe. I am really into that. My students have to pay for my journey. For my
Well, a specific country or a Euro trip?
I am planning to go to Spain to go to a congress, a teaching congress in Spain.
Oh.
I really want to be there.
Nice, teacher.
So I am working for that.
Excellent, teacher. Congrats.
Yes. You can come with me, Diana, if you want. You just have to pay for everything.
We
Okay.
will there maybe in that date, me and Gavita.
Gabi, it will be great.
Yes.
I am traveling to Madrid, and then from Madrid, I am moving to, I think, Salamanca. I don't know how far.
Okay, no. Sorry, cheap.
No,
Indeed,
sorry.
we won't see there.
Okay, well, sorry. So as Alex said, maybe this is possible. Maybe someone on the internet is connected, and but you don't know where these people are from. So you say, if you are in the south of Spain next week, or if you are traveling to Spain next week, so there may be a chance. Now, I will give you 5 minutes. 5? Yeah, I think 5 minutes is enough. Try to rewrite the sentences that you consider you can rewrite using if you happen or if you should happen. Okay, so try to remember the structure. Also, if you need to go back into the presentation, I suggest you open it and you analyze the examples and try to check how you are going to write these examples. Okay, and then we are going to do it to check them together. But first, I want to give you some time, for you to try it.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, I am going to play some music. In the meantime, nice music, but not for the people who are watching the video. Sorry, I don't want problems with
Copyright.
this kind of copyright. Yes. So let's pause the video for a moment. How can I say it? No. How can I do it? Well, let me pause the record. Okay, now we are recording again. So who wants to start?
Me, if you want, but I have
Okay, Diana, thank you.
doubts. For the first one is if you happen to visit Rome, no.
If you happen to see
Karen or
to see Karen. If you happen to see Karen when in Rome, I think. Sorry, Diana. When
in
the
Rome?
thing, when in Rome, I think this person really knows that this person is traveling. The other person, sorry. Well, sorry, this person knows that he's going to travel to Rome. So that is not like the possible thing. The possible thing is that you will see Karen. So if you happen to see Karen if I happen, sorry. Yeah, because it is I.
Okay.
If I happen to see Karen when I am in Rome, what?
It's the same text.
The same. Yeah. So I don't know. Yes. So if I happen to see Karen when I am in Rome, I send her your regards. Okay. In a more formal way, well, in this context, it's not normal, but not formal, sorry. But if you wanted to make it more formal, Diana?
more formal. You
Using should.
use if I should,
Uh-huh. If I
if
should,
I
what?
should to see,
If I should happen to see.
happen.
If I should happen to see Karen in Rome, when I am in Rome, I send her your regards. Meaning, well, very formal. If by chance.
Okay, okay.
But it is very formal. So in this case, I think the first option is the best because it is not so far.
Okay.
So with number 2, should we use this structure or not? What do you say, guys?
And then, for example, teacher, in the second sentence, that it's unlikely possible.
Not very probable.
It's not very probable. How can you
Write
use
it.
this structure?
I think this is in this case,
It's
you
not
shouldn't
possible?
use it. No,
Okay.
because there is no chance. You think it is not possible.
Okay.
Imagine, si de casualidad, if you happen to see a UFO, not very common.
Okay. Okay.
Not in this case. That is why they use second conditional, because it is an unreal situation and just in an imaginary situation. If a UFO landed in the center of London, there would be a mass panic, but you don't think it is possible. Well, probable. It could be possible, I don't know, but not very probable. Okay. Then number 3, who says me? Don't chicken out.
And then the number 3, teacher, is if the plan for a new airport happen to
Happen to what?
the plan for a new airport happen to
Maybe Alex or Alvaro can help us.
I think we need to rewrite the last part of the sentence.
Okay.
It's the plan
Yes.
for a new airport to be built outside London is bad news if you happen to live nearby.
Because if you live far from this place, there's no problem for you. Good. But for the people who live nearby, yeah. So can you repeat that last part, Alvaro?
Yes, if you happen to live nearby.
Only that part. If you happen to, and it is in present. If you happen to live nearby. Also, maybe more formally, if you should, but not very common. I think it is not. Sorry. If you should happen. But I don't think it is like that level of formality. Maybe this person is just in a class saying, I happen to live nearby. Okay. I think, what do you think on number 4, Alex? Should we change it or not?
I think that is rather an impossible situation.
Can you repeat it, please?
I think it is rather impossible.
If you are not a politician and you are not from the United States and you don't have any plans, but let's imagine it. Yeah, let's imagine you are running the campaign for the president and the presidential elections in the United States. So what would you say if you think it is possible?
Well, in that case, the sentence would be, if I happen to be the president of the United States.
Mm-hmm. If I happen,
To be
uh-huh,
president.
of the
United
United
States.
States, uh-huh. And the same for the rest, uh-huh. But I, teacher, if I happen to be the president, uh-huh. Okay, so it is you are considering the possibility. Mhm. If I happen to be the president, also more formally,
If you should happen,
if I should, uh-huh.
right.
If I should, I, if I should happen to be the president. Mhm. So there is also a way to say it using an inversion. What would be the inversion here, guys?
Were I to be the president of the United States,
That could be one. Were I to be. This is more formal even. Were I to be. But also, should I? Should I happen to be? This is more advanced. I don't want you to confuse. But it is also possible using inversion. Should I happen to be the president of the United States someday in my life, I would order, I don't know, I would order them to stop, I would order to stop the blockage, the economic blockage to Cuba and Venezuela. I would do it. But I am not. I want to be the president. Okay, I don't know. Maybe people love me and they will want me to be, or they would want me to be the president. Okay, what about number 5, Alvaro?
Um, if you happen to be in the south of Spain next week, there is a good chance of seeing a total eclipse of the sun.
So if
you happen to be,
be, sorry, in number 1, I wrote something. It is in present simple, not in past. If I happen, not if I happened. Sorry, my mistake. So here, if you happen to be what in the south?
in the south of Spain next week,
Comma, blah, 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 blue, blue, blue. There is a good chance. Lou is not here. This is really surprising. Well, so if you happen to be in the south of Spain next week, there is a good chance of seeing a total eclipse of the sun. Okay, problems, questions here? What would you say? Teacher, I don't understand. Teacher, can you explain it again? No? Like this, I used to have one student. What was his name? I don't remember his name. And when he didn't understand anything, he used to say, I don't know. You tell me, you are the teacher. But I like this attitude of saying openly, I don't understand, teacher. Please explain it again. And I did it. But I love this student because he was very honest, saying, no, I don't understand. And I sometimes needed to explain it like 3 times with lots of examples. But Once he got the idea, he was the best. Yes, Diana. What was his name? I don't remember his name, and I have him on Facebook. Uh-huh. Okay, then we have this new instructor, another instructor. It is also really nice for you to learn. Okay, letter E. This is an imaginary use of if, usually in second or third condition. The use of as if. It's an imagination. Check it. Let's start with you, Alex. Can you read this part, please?
Yes. In comparison clauses, we can use
Comparison
as if.
clauses.
In comparison clauses, we can use as if followed by a noun phrase, ing clause, past participle, clause, or the infinitive to introduce a comparison with a situation described in the main clause. We do this to give an explanation or to say that something appears to be the case, but it's not.
It is not the case. So some examples, please.
Richard walked in as if nothing had happened.
Check the way that we read it is also important, Alex, because sometimes in phrasal verbs, we emphasize prepositions. When Richard walked in, Richard walked in as if nothing happened. Yeah, because the meaning of in is important, like not out, in. So I think we also have this structure in Spanish. As if nothing, como si. So it is not real, but this is your perception. So this is what you think, but it may not be real because it is only in your mind. Only in your imagination. Maybe inside he was really worried. That is why you use as if nothing, because that was your perception, but you don't know if it is true or if it was true. Okay, next one. Diana, please. Next example.
Yes, teacher. His hands made a circular motion as if steering a bus through a sharp bend.
Maybe he was just I remember one of my friends in university, she told me, you drive as if you were driving a very big lorry or a trailer, and I just have a Chevy, a small Chevy. So she told me as if. I didn't have a trailer, but it was like really complicated. So this is what she's saying, or he is saying. He made this circular movement, like really big, but the real thing is that it was just a small car. That is why we use as if, because it is just your imagination. It was your perception, but not the real thing. Steering a bus, like moving the bus, steering wheel. The steering wheel, as we say in Spanish, el volante. Very, as if it were like, really hard, but it was not really hard. Well, the next one, Alvaro, please. No, Alvaro? Okay. Maybe Alvaro cannot open his microphone. What about you, Alex? Can you read it, please?
Yes, teacher. After scoring, Fowler fell to the floor as if hit by a bullet.
Se dio un ranazo, as we say. As if hit by a bullet. But the real thing is that he was not hit by a bullet. That is why they use this expression, as if. And this expression in English is more common than we think. Very, very common. He was She was kissing me as if it were the last kiss of her life. As if it were. Uh-huh. Always, well, in second conditional, because it is not a real situation. Or you can say, she kissed me as if it was her last kiss, or as if it were her last kiss. Uh-huh. Oh. And when we have it at the beginning, Diana, and you read it?
Yes, teacher. As if to convince herself that Rob was really there, she gently touched his cheek.
Mm-hmm. So maybe she was just imagining. Uh-huh. He was not really there. So she was acting as if he were there. Mhm. Or as if he was there. Remember, were and was for the second condition. Mhm. So in this case, you can also use it with, how do you say this? With the infinitive,
Mhm.
you can give the complete sentence as if she wanted to convince herself. Uh-huh. But or you can make it shorter by saying as if to convince herself. Mhm. As we say in Spanish, well, sometimes Spanish helps. I am not too much in favor of using it, but sometimes in these cases I think it helps. Como si para convencerse a sí mismo. That would be like the exact translation, as if to convince herself. Mhm. As if to, as if to, I don't know. Let me think of an example. As if to love myself. No. I don't know. As if to, um, as if to support myself, that I could do it. I always repeated the same phrase. I can do it. And the purpose, you give it here. What was the purpose? To support myself or to convince myself. That is another example or another use. But again, this situation is not real. I was not really convinced, but I tried to do it in order to convince myself. Well, then the explanation they give, Alvaro, maybe now you can open your microphone. No? No? Okay. Well, what about you, Diana? Please.
Okay, teacher. Notice that we can use as thought instead of as if. And in informal speech, some people use like with the same meaning.
Like, but without if, just like. But I think the most formal is as though,
As though.
with the same meaning of as if. This is the most formal, as though. Then we have as if, and very informal, like she kissed me like
As like? No.
no, just like
Okay.
like my best lover. She was not really my best lover, but she kissed me similar to that. So the meaning is as if. Check the examples. Can you read the examples, Diana?
Yes. The crowd reacted as though they were watching a boxing match or as if.
The real thing is that they were not watching a boxing match, but some people started to fight. So the crowd started like, oh, yes, as if they were watching a boxing match. So similar to that. That will be the meaning. And the last example, Alex.
Yes, he walked into the room like nothing had happened.
As if nothing had happened. This would be more informal. You can use it I don't suggest you do it in your writings, but or maybe if it is an informal writing, maybe. But if it is, yes.
I thought in some example using like, for example, when
Okay.
you walk in the middle of the street, like if you fly.
Like flying. If you use like, the next verb is in ing. Check it. Like flying.
Okay.
Sorry. He was walking like flying. Or you can say as if, and the complete clause, as if she were, sorry, as he were flying.
Okay.
Flying. So you can use both, but if you use like, remember, like here is being used as a preposition. I think a preposition. So after a preposition, you need an ing. So the teacher explained like flying, really fast. Or as if he were flying. Or you can also say it more formally, as though he were flying, with the same meaning. The three of them are possible, but the level of formality changes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we have more examples. I was trying to highlight the important parts, but I couldn't finish before the class. But I will correct it in a moment. So who wants to read the examples? Who says me? Now that we are...
Me, teacher.
Okay, Alvaro, thank you.
Yes. She looked at me as if she had never seen me before. Her expression suggested that she had never seen me before. The next is, he spoke about the topic as though he were an expert. His manner of speaking suggested that he possessed experts.
Possessed?
Possessed expert. The
Yeah,
next.
like as if he were an... Yes.
The baby cried as if he were hungry. The baby's crying gave the impression that...
Sorry. Let me just underline this. Well, highlight it. This one, because here we can find the structure. What did I do? As though, Can you read it now? Sorry.
Yeah. The students answered the questions as though he had studied the material thoroughly.
Thoroughly,
The
like
way thoroughly.
very systematic and complete.
The way the student answered the question suggested she had studied the material thoroughly.
Thoroughly.
And the last one is, she acted as if she owned the place. Her behavior suggested that she considered herself the owner of the place.
Like Alex in the class. I am the owner of the class. Yes, Alex, you are. Don't worry.
Not at all, teacher.
Well, as you can see, these are all imaginary situations. You don't know if it is real or not. This is the perception that you got. That is why you use or we use this structure with similar, well, with second condition, as if she owned the place. The real thing is that you know that this person doesn't own the place, but you say as if she owned the place, because that is the perception that she gave me. Okay. In the first sentence, this is before. before something happened. So maybe one month ago or 1 week ago, you went to a party. And then you see this person. And she looked at you as if she had never seen you before. So that is why here you have past. She looked at me in that moment. And then we have the conditional here, as if she had never seen me before that party. But if it is in present, you would say, she's looking at me. Maybe I have a girl here. Ooh, it would be nice. She is here. And I tell you, she's looking at me as she has never been, as if she has never seen me before, but at this moment. But in past, it implies that we are using this condition, as if she had never seen me before. But she had seen me before. She was my friend. Like, who are you? But we were married. And in the case of as though, is more formal, but also commonly used in conversation. Although it is formal, it is common in conversation. He spoke about the topic as though he were an expert, as if he were. But you know that he was not an expert, but that day, something shined. In the case of the baby, you know that the baby was not hungry because you have just feed the baby with some milk. So you know that he was not hungry, but it was crying, or the baby was crying as if he were hungry. As though he were hungry, also possible. More formal, but also possible. Then in the next sentence, as though he had studied the material. But you know that he never studied the material. So you say, he answered the question as though, but you are not sure. Let's say you are not sure that he checked the material, but that was the impression. That is why you use second conditional. Remember that though here means if, as if he had studied the material. So before. That is why we use past perfect here. Remember, past perfect plus the noun. Also, the last one, she acted as if she owned the place. You know that she didn't own the place, but that was her behavior. Okay? Well, now I want you to write some examples for me before we go to the exercise. Or, yeah. Okay? I will give you some time to do it so that you don't get too how do you say, too pressured during the class. So first I will give you some time to think about your examples. I want you to try to write 4 examples at least. The teacher treated me as if I had never paid for a course. Very bad, like, who are you? No, I don't care. Or my wife looked at me as if we had never been together. Yeah. So, at least for examples, 5 minutes for you to write your examples. Let me pause the recording. Okay. Now let me share the white screen, the whiteboard, sorry. Well, some examples. Who says me? Don't chicken out. Okay, Alex, thank you. Be my guest.
She ignored me as if I have never existed.
She, it has happened to me.
I've been there, Joseph.
As if she, what?
As if I have never existed.
As if I had horrible girls, yeah. She, as if I had never exist.
Since ED at the end.
Uh-huh. As if I had never existed. Yes. Excellent. Totally correct. She ignored me as if, but you don't know if she really ignored you. That is why you use as if. It was your impression. Yes, Diana.
No, teacher. It's
Uh,
so sad
don't,
that sentence.
don't be like that, Diana. I think you are like this with some boy.
No, come
So
on.
she
Just a
ignored
sentence.
me. She ignored me as if I had never existed in her life. But again, we use this conditional because we are not sure. Maybe in her mind she did it on purpose. And that is why you said as if, because maybe she was thinking, I am going to ignore him. But you existed, of course, you existed. Well, another example, Diana, thank you.
She ate the soap.
She, if you have more examples, you can start writing them in the meantime. She ate
The soap.
the soup.
The soup.
Yeah.
As if
As if
she had never tasted.
we can complement it just a little. She ate the soup as if she had never tasted something like that before.
Okay.
Like a soup like that before. Or something as delicious as that before. Yeah, excellent. She was like, and making noise and saying, yes, excellent. Well, another example, Alvaro, please, if you please.
Yes. With this cloth, I feel as if I were another person.
Okay, wearing these clothes,
I
I feel,
feel as if I were another person.
This is second conditional, but talking about the present. As if I were another person. Well, inside yourself, you know that you are not another person, but you feel like this. I feel as if I were another person. I like it. Oh, this is not so difficult as the ones from the previous class. Okay, next one, Alex. Another example.
As if to convince me to buy the car, he gave me a discount.
As if to convince me
To buy
I,
this car,
to buy this car. I think it is correct.
he gave me a discount.
And I am going to give you a discount for my next course to all of you. My next course is going to be about I don't know. Yes,
Relationship.
about job interviews.
Okay.
2 months, more than 2 months and a half, just practicing for job interviews. But with all the process, we are going to check how to complete a job. How do you say this? I forgot the word. Yeah, this form to request a job, then how to write a CV, and I am going to help you. Well, I am going to teach you how to use artificial intelligence to check your CV. Then we are going to practice job interview questions and with some nice verbs. It is going to be a hit. I know. And all of you will get a discount. So he gave me a discount. Ooh, yes, maybe in a month or 20 days, something like that. I am going to start advertising it. So, as if to convince me to buy his car, he gave me a discount. Okay. You don't know if he was trying to convince you, but it was your perception. Okay, Alvaro, do you have another one? And then Diana?
Yes, I put this. She acted as if she knew nothing.
She knew nothing about the problem, let's say. She acted as if she knew nothing about the problem. Yeah. That was your impression. You don't know if she really knew something. Okay. Diana, thank you.
Yes, teacher. My boss treats me as if I was his secretary.
But you are not really a secretary. You are a teacher, a high level. As if I was, or you can also say as if I were. Okay,
As
my boss
if.
treats me. Yes, you're right. As if. Teacher, no more drugs. The teacher growled as if he were in drugs. My boss treats me as if I was or if I were his
secretary.
Okay, and what are you planning to do with that, Diana? Should say something. You are not a secretary. Okay. Well, what about you, Alex? Do you have another one?
Yeah. He treated me as if I have hit him on purpose.
He treated me as if what?
As if I have hit him on purpose. I don't know what is the past participle of hit. Hit it?
Hit it. I think no hit. Let's go to the dictionary. I don't remember, to be honest. I teacher, really? Sometimes it is too much information. So, my dictionary, where is it? Here. The verb is, can you see the screen? No.
No.
The dictionary, no? Well, let
My
me
dictionary.
share it with you. Hit, the past, hit. Hit. Okay, so she hit me. No, she treated me. He treated me as if I'd what?
As if I have hit him on purpose.
Are you watching
Now, yes.
the dictionary? Yeah, hit. Okay. So the whiteboard. Are you watching the whiteboard now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He treated me as if I had hit him on purpose. So you didn't do it on purpose, but he treated you.
Or it could
Okay,
be
and
he looked at me.
okay, It can be another one. He looked at me. At blah 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 blue. Uh-huh. Okay, another one. Álvaro.
Um, you look as if you have seen a ghost.
Yes, a good one and very common. You looked as if you had seen a ghost. It happens. Uh-huh. Ghost. How do you write ghost? TH or just T?
I think it's GHOST.
Yes. GHOST, ghost. I teacher. And you are the teacher. Yes. So you look at me as if I had, no, you looked as if I had, as if you had seen a ghost. Okay. Do you have any other example, guys? Or do you want to go to the exercises? No more examples?
Exercises, teacher.
Okay,
Yes.
let's go there. Yes, let's go there, Diana. Don't be afraid, don't chicken out. You're the best Diana in human history. So, how many Dianas do you know? I don't know any other Diana. I think you're the only Diana I know.
Me neither.
Really?
I don't know any other Diana. Your name is not so common. I see you. I have a problem with my internet, I think. Can you hear me? Guys,